All right.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
Yep, all good. Well, Rick, you get to take it away till Chelsea comes on.
All right, so I guess I'll just go through the agenda here. Call to order, determination of quorum. So we have that, you said, right?
Yep.
All right, so approval of prior meeting minutes.
I'll approve the minutes. I read it.
Okay, so
Second.
motion to approve. Anybody else have any comments or thoughts before we put them into law?
Yep, and Chris seconded it, so you're good.
Okay, so say, well, any opposed? All right, so we will approve the prior meeting minutes. Move along to correspondence if we have any.
Nope, we do not.
All right, any persons to be heard?
Other than Wendy when she does her presentation or talks to us. Nope.
All right. So we don't have old business, so we can move into the new business. HB 141.
Well, thank you, Rick. This is Scott Limblom. Council on Disability Special Ed Education. I went to Juneau about all the visitor. District 35 in Fairbank and trying to pass the baby station in airport, old airport and commercial building called National Building Code for children could use the baby station to change a diaper. And so everybody, firefighter, everybody signed up the competition. And I have never heard of it. I've done it before in Colorado. They passed the national, they passed the baby station in all the bathroom and commercial. So now in a house, now on Department of Human Service Board committee now to pass it. And I talked to Stuart a state park and bathroom. They are thinking about putting a baby station in Park and Rec bathroom for child is not safe on the ground to change in diaper. This is not unacceptable putting a child on the ground, not safe, and changing diaper. That's why the United States last law, 11 states have a changing station diaper in each bathroom. And I talked to Stuart about it. He did not agree. We should not put a baby station in the bathroom because it caused vandalism and we have to replace all this. So I want everybody to get input of because if this bill does pass, that means is all the commercial building in the bathroom is required, is under ADA federal regulation, is baby station in the bathroom. So if who then pay for a public transportation back to kids and be paying for baby stations. So so this is something our meeting. This is something everybody needs to look into the bill and see how I'm going to do this in Park and Rec. So that's updated for me.
Does it call for like retrofitting existing, or does it apply to any like new?
This would be new,
like new build, new addition. Okay.
Yeah,
and it's
just like airport. Go ahead, Stuart.
Just as a point of clarification, the bill only is addressing DOT and public facilities. It does not address state parks, and our facilities are not part of DOT and public facilities.
Okay. So we don't really have.
So is it-
We don't really have a dog in this fight. Is that fair?
Mm. Netflix?
We, it doesn't pertain to the cab, I don't think. Am I missing something, Stuart?
Well, I think what Scott's asking is for input of whether, and you can correct me, Scott, but whether it should have state parks in there. Um, but I've made clear to Scott that I'm not favorable towards that. And there's also no fiscal note to this bill,
Oh,
which
And then
no,
this one,
no bill
this
passes
one
without a
changed.
fiscal note.
Right. And me, Stuart and I talked about this. And I want everybody input this. And Stuart is right because this could cost a lot of money, replace a lot of bathrooms in the bathrooms. And
Yeah,
I
I
need
guess
help.
I wouldn't. I guess I would not be in favor of necessarily expanding on it and adding it to park services as well. I think it's a nice idea, but from a execution standpoint, given the kind of the far-flung reaches of where things are at, you could have diaper sitting places for
oh,
probably longer than anybody would like.
Oh, we get them in our trash cans anyways. That's it. It's more of my fear of them going down the latrine. I mean, so there's multiple issues that I've had that I've expressed to Scott. Primarily is they won't last very long. Vandalism is, you know, people are going to destroy those quickly. And then if we're expected to actually put them back, that would, because they cost like close to $400 a piece. Second is diapers going into the latrine, which then the pumping services, um, they can choose not to pump, and that's a problem. And it also, I mean, which clogs their pumpers.
yeah.
So we're trying to reduce that, but mostly it's cost and, just the fact. And if it only pertained to new construction and not existing, then, you know, the likelihood of us building another latrine anytime is pretty slim. But just from the cost and replacement or standpoint, it's something I've expressed concern with to Scott.
Only
Yeah.
probably like $40,000 with all these bathrooms. So
Any additional kind of input before we? I mean, it's good for us to know it's out there, but I don't know that we're in a position to kind of
So
weigh in
anyway,
and act.
that's what I put on the agenda, let everybody know about this.
Yeah. All right. So if we move on to program updates.
You're on, Wendy.
Thank you for the warm introduction, Stuart.
Well,
I guess I just
I
wanted,
thought that they've heard from you before. I apologize. Wendy Sailors is the head of the gosh, what do we call you
do
folks
you want me to
now?
introduce do you want me to introduce
Yeah,
myself?
just
Usually
introduce
that works
yourself.
better. Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
I've been called many things by many different staff people throughout the state. I am the manager of the community engagement section. And I think I have been here before, but I don't think that everyone that's here today was around when I was at your last meeting. My team oversees the Reserve America contract, which by the way, we're working on right now. We have 5 RFPs that we're looking at for potentially a new reservation company, although Aspera is one of those. And then we oversee the social media, the website, the back end of all the fee stations. So and Mario and Alex are my other teammates, and Mario actually manages the Luke or fee station contract pretty much on his own. He has that under complete control. He's doing a great job. Alex and I do more of like the out in the community activities. I'm actually going to be in the Matsu on March 7th at Matsu Art Government Peak for a Matsu Trails and Parks Foundation event. So just a little overview, but Stuart asked me today to talk a little bit about our promotion program for passes. And if anybody has any questions other than the very brief sentences that I have to say about it, please do ask. But in March of 21, per the director's order, we put a line in there that basically allowed for using our annual passes for promotional purposes. And the main reason that we did that is so that we could donate to nonprofits so that they could use passes for fundraisers and things like that. So that's the majority of what I do for the promotional program. So any nonprofit or really any organization that asks, for the most part, quite honestly, I usually will give 1 or 2 passes for the purpose of, and I am pretty indiscriminate about like what they are. If they're related to outdoors, obviously that's an easy one. Kids is an easy one. Rarely do I say no. I'll just be honest with you. I mean, there's been religious organizations that have asked as well. So really that all goes through my office. So the other thing that we have started offering, since at least 21, if not 2020, is I was promoting group passes, and really one organization has taken advantage of that since 21. But I offer 1 free for every 25 purchased. And Northrim Bank initially bought about 600 passes for basically as part of an employee wellness program, which I think is awesome. And then one other organization did that once at a smaller level, but Northrim continues every year to buy somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 to 600, but they actually ask their staff now if they want it before they just buy a bunch of passes and then order that amount. So besides that, I've had other people reach out to me about discounted passes, and I'm a lot more discriminate about that. I will consider basically anyone who is a partner of parks that is in good standing. And that's something that Matt and I are still working out a little bit more clarity on the verbiage of for our next director's order. So that said, does anybody have any questions?
I have a question.
What is the cost?
Sorry,
Go ahead,
there's 2
Scott.
people, I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I have a question. How much it cost, and where are you supposed to give the ticket from? Can we get a ticket at Finger Lake, or do we have to go to Anglick to get the ticket, or how do we get a ticket?
Oh, it's for the annual parking pass. So it's the 60, like for most people, it's a $60 purchase.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is
that basically,
statewide,
and
or
it's, sorry, go ahead.
that is statewide?
It is statewide. So it's for all parks that we manage within the state park system. There are 2 exceptions. Arctic Valley, which is a state park, but it's managed by a nonprofit, and Eagle River Nature Center, which is in the same standing as Arctic Valley. So it's managed by a nonprofit. And so they charge individually for their own parking, but the parking pass is basically covers anywhere else in the entire state.
Okay, thank you.
Rick, you had a question and then Chris.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask about the annual cost, so she answered that.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah, so Wendy, if a scout troop or either girls or boys was interested, is that the kind of organization you are willing to donate to?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. That is fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
I wonder, is there a way, like the Northern example is pretty cool. I'm wondering if there's some way to like make businesses more aware of like, think about this, consider this.
Yeah, we did
of
a
thing. I
couple
mean-
of highlights. Northrim, when they first started their program and bought a bunch, we did some photos and highlighted on social media, but I have thought about doing that again. Because we have, oh my goodness, when we first started this program, we had maybe 10,000 followers on Facebook, and now we have like 50,000 followers on Facebook. So I think it would get a lot more exposure. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Rick, are you
So
gonna
if a
buy a
business-
whole bunch for Princess?
For your employees?
Well, that's what
Holland
I'm
American?
like thinking about, like bringing it up and like mentioning it to people. And I'm just like, so if businesses put that into sort of like their, like we you know, when we have annual enrollment, there's lots of different things that go into it to try to encourage, you know, health and wellness and stuff like that. If a company wanted to like come up with something like that, is there do you do any like discounting for Northrim, or are they buying that at full price?
I do one free for every 25 purchase.
Oh, for the 25. Okay.
If you have a smaller group of people, if you're not affiliated with parks and a partnership, I probably would not do something different than that.
Yeah.
So other than the fact that they have a commercial use permit with us.
That's a good point. I mean, you guys, yeah, you do pay for a lot of use of parks for sure. So yeah, definitely we could look at that. How many employees does Princess hire each year? I mean, I know there's like a handful of people that are year round, but I'm guessing like the majority of your employees are in the summertime.
Well, so we have about 350 year-round employees throughout the state and about 3,000 seasonal. And that's
Nice.
from Fairbanks to Skagway and Ketchikan. So kind of or throughout the state.
One of my first tourism jobs was driving motor coach for Princess, actually.
Oh,
But that was many, many years ago.
it's never too late
I've seen
to
her drive. I'm
jump.
amazed they let you drive a bus.
It's never too late to jump back behind the wheel.
Yeah.
It was a fun job.
No, this is good. Like I'll talk with our HR director. We have a meeting this week, so I'll mention it to her just to see if that's something that we might want to work in. I mean, we have a couple different options. We could, from a seasonal standpoint, but then also the full-time standpoint. Full-time probably makes more sense for us, just because a lot of our seasonals don't. Some of them, I mean, there's a fair number that have cars, but a lot of them also come from different places. Yeah,
Yeah,
just something I hadn't thought of before, but it's a really nice idea to try to promote.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like companies should be able to write that off or something, right? Am I right?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
This is Cassandra. Yeah, I feel like especially for like the native hospitals, like the native hospital out here, I feel like they should really be involved with that. And they're all stickers still too, correct?
Yes, they are.
I was gonna say, I think that's like a fitness perk. They could write it off. So if it
That's
goes
what-
into
that's what I would think
employee
too, with how-
fitness.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like your company, Chelsea, is then looking at it.
Yeah, we don't have that many people, but the math is what you save like 250 a pass if when you get the 25. So that's definitely something.
Yeah, and you can reach out to me directly if it's something that you want more information about, or if you want to connect me with
Sure.
your HR person, Rick.
Okay.
Wendy,
you
if you
put-
don't mind, actually, side note, yeah, I'm happy to see that you're on the call today. Sorry, I joined a few minutes late, but we need to recruit members for this cab, so kind of a side note, but I know that you do the outreach. Could we get a post together to advertise for this cab?
Absolutely. I will say that photos usually are your best bet. Like you could do a flyer of some sort if you want, but usually photos and some information. We could do a press release as well. We did one recently. It's just hard to get circulation with just a press release.
Okay.
And a lot of times what I do is with a press release, I can reach out to your local news and see if they'll pick it up, and that helps a little bit.
What
It
would you
seems like-
recommend that we like put together for that?
I mean, we could start with just doing a social media post and see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to do a press release, we could do that. What do you think, Stuart?
Well, Wendy, I'm going to ask you to stay on the meeting after we're done here, and that would be fine with doing the social media post, but we're going to have some information here shortly that will impact some of that.
Okay.
The other thing, yeah, I mean, that I think getting the social media going would be helpful. And I think Chris was talking about trying to recruit. But just if in the chat you could put your contact information so that people can see that. That way they can, get that.
Okay.
And be able to
Yeah,
connect with
Wendy,
you.
And I
I
have
can
one-
follow up with an email as well, but I think at least getting a social media post to start with would be a good, just a good start for us.
Okay.
And Chelsea, you could do a radio station too. Advertise on radio station.
That
Yeah.
usually costs money, but
Yeah, I think that's a good thought. I think usually they'd charge, but if you have any contacts or would want to send an email asking for a free spot, then we can go that route. But I don't think we have, we don't have a budget, so kind
Okay.
of just go with what's free.
Sometimes they will if you just ask, but that's the other reason why we could do a press release, and then I could send the press release to the different outlets.
Okay.
Any more questions for Wendy?
Nope, I'm good.
Do the passes typically, do they mirror the calendar year? I'm just thinking
They
like
do, but I will say
we're
that
giving it away.
we usually release
Oh, go ahead.
them at Thanksgiving, and then they are good from the time that we release them that week of Thanksgiving for the rest of that year as well as the next calendar year.
Okay. I'm just thinking if we incorporate it with our stuff, getting the timing right, the people feel like they're getting even more like, I get the whole year out of it as opposed to giving it to them in July or something.
All right, anything else for Wendy? Okay. Is it okay if we move on to the next item, Rick? Okay.
That notices and announcements.
Chelsea's here now, so I could ask either of you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Rick, you're doing a great job. Thanks for filling in. Go for it.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. So the next item is region staff update. And so this is your last CAB meeting for the year until there's a new superintendent. I am leaving state service and retiring. And so that's it.
Congratulations, Stuart.
Oh my
Thank you.
gosh, yeah,
Congratulations.
Good
congrats.
for you.
So That's why there's none scheduled, because I leave in March and given the hiring freezes at best, there'll be an acting superintendent. And the way that I believe Matt's going to do it, he's going to be rotating some staff in and out. And so they're going to have their hands full and won't be doing cab meetings.
Gotcha.
Oh, man. Well, Stuart, I'm really excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sir, are
Yeah,
you moving from,
definitely.
say, Alaska,
Congratulations.
or are you going Idaho?
Well, the house is already sold, and so we'll be taking our stuff to Idaho,
All right.
and then flying back and sailing all summer. So,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
and then
Cool.
drive back in our other vehicle.
All right.
Congrats.
Wow,
So-
so you'll be time for good, huh?
Yes. So I still encourage you to work with Wendy,
Oh, yeah.
but you might want to think about timing on the recruitment, because there'll be nobody around to process paperwork or to take those from the standpoint of applications coming in, unless Wendy's going to handle it. But again, there would be no meeting for a while, and generally we only meet until May, and I can't tell you if there'll be a permanent superintendent in the position by then or not. All I know is that my position has made it through part of the bureaucracy, but it hasn't made it to the next level for approval. So, and who knows when that's going to happen.
Man, I'm disappointed by that, but also I'm happy that you're getting out of the system. So,
Well, that I can
So
tell you
that
that
mean, so I have to wait till people email me when the next meeting is?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I can
Okay.
tell you that the hiring freeze is affecting parks. I mean, we've had positions open, including a superintendent since like June of last year. So it's just, it is what it is, with this, administration. And so, we just keep muddling through.
Okay.
Well, just really appreciate everything that you've done, Stuart.
Yeah.
You've been an amazing pillar for the community. You've made a massive impact in just the state parks, just from what I've seen in my short time that I've been involved. And just know that you're very appreciated, and just can't thank you enough. And also let us know when the retirement party is.
yeah.
I have no idea. I'm trying to avoid it at all costs.
Oh, man.
So,
Not too bad, you have to leave, sir.
oh, I'm excited for the next chapter. So
Yeah.
When's the
I've
last
got
day,
another
Stuart?
house to build now.
Yeah.
You're busy. You're not here. You're retiring for another job.
Yeah, I'll be
When-
swinging the
when's the-
hammer for a while.
When's the last day, Stuart?
Technically March 20th.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
But I'm not going to get engaged in a cab meeting on March 17th. Not happening.
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well,
right.
can you set up the agenda and we could do it in March 17th? We don't have to be there.
I would, you guys would have to figure out how to host it.
I mean, I can host it, but I think what we would need is a liaison, right? Like Stuart helps set this agenda as far as telling us the cab members what is going on. But yeah, I can host a meeting from my company, but I think we would need to get somebody on the inside to feed us some information. But happy to do that, Stuart, if you have somebody that you think would be up for it.
Well, that's a challenge. I don't know who the next super is. And like I said, if if it's a staff person who's in an acting position, I don't know how other companies work, but in the state, that just means that you now have two jobs.
Yeah.
Because you gotta still, someone has got to backfill on the other thing. So that's why I'm suggesting that it's probably wise to hold off for a bit because I don't think that person's gonna have the bandwidth to handle all of that.
Yeah, that
So
makes
do
sense.
we have to reply again for CAP? Or
No,
or are you
at
gonna
this
transfer over
point-
all the email?
Yeah, at this point, my recommendation on the cab that I've been putting into my transition notes is to, just grandfather anybody if there's some terms expiring, but if, some of you also have been on the cab for multiple terms, and so whether you decide to stay on or not, that's completely up to you, of course. But, in the meantime, I think it's just sort of a holding pattern, in my opinion, but you're welcome to, try to take things on, but I can't say that there'd be somebody to liaison with you, unfortunately.
Yeah, sir, let's just maybe, I know you're gonna have a lot going on, but if you think of us, then send a quick note if you hear anything before you leave. And otherwise, I think that, yeah, it's probably wise to definitely take March off just with what's going on, but maybe we can try to check in again in April with some of our contacts. Like we know Wendy now, so Wendy, you're on the hook. You sent us your email. But we can check in with Wendy and hopefully that information will also be on the parks website,
Yeah.
as far as who's
And
active.
Jesse, you got my email?
Yep. I've got your email. I've got all the whole cab's email and the invites.
Okay.
I feel like this was a trick, Stuart.
No.
I am honestly happy to help, but I will say that like these next couple of months are really crazy for me and my team because we're planning a conference for early May.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But-
so Wendy, can we do on March 17th then? If we can?
If you guys
Let's
needed
play it
s-
by ear. Let's check in at the beginning of March and see if we can have a liaison if somebody has the capacity to help us. And let's go from there. So let's check in like in 2 weeks and see
Okay,
where we're
I'll
at.
wait, and Jesse, I'll wait till your email then.
Yep, no problem.
All right. That's all I've
Well,
got.
sorry, here, yes, congratulations for your retirement. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations.
So then I think we do motion to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah.
So moved.
Seconded.
I turn the
And
meeting.
second. Okay, second. So any opposed? Hearing none, let Stuart sign off.
All right. Take care, everyone.
All right,
Thanks,
too.
sir.
See ya.
Cheers.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you,
Bye, you
Stuart.
guys.
Bye.
Thanks all.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Wendy.
Bye.